Went from big red to small red with AMD today. So let's jump into the trade. So to be down $59, but honestly not too happy with my performance. But the reason why I took AMD had earning last night, so we had some volume and some really nice volume per market session. So we're just looking for some type of continuation or potential bounce. When we hold like this after earnings, yes, I know we had a gap lower. I go in with a little bit of open mind. If we actually had gap lower, a part below pretty much after hours low, I like it more to the downside. But here I had a pretty much open mind for both direction. But let's jump in. So honestly, what I saw was that buyers stepped up really, really nice around pre-market low. So buyers stepped up around this area. I want to see us hold 148 for a move higher. Took a stab here, took 12 contract, got stopped out here. It was actually bigger loss than I was expecting. And I should have actually just called it one and done and be red for the day because it was actually so it actually surpassed my max daily loss. But this kind of form, and I just felt like I just got shaken out. I re-entered 12 contract. Another way that I actually broke my rules is that I should have size down. I took the same position size as the first one. I enter here, and on the way higher, I saw a bit of resistance, so I decided to exit a contract here, and exit the remaining four. So two here at pretty much first CP, and the last two I was gonna leave for runners, but we actually had a very hard time above 150, so I decided to exit. Honestly, not to have my performance, but let's jump into the live recording. So around this area, what I'm paying attention for is a hold of key level 148 for confirmation for a potential bull flag right at pretty much high a day or previous high a day. So I was looking for potential quick move to psychological low 150 and potentially continuation to a daily key level up there. So here, this is what triggered me. That like the position we actually held above.
Order partially filled.
Enter 12 contract, and we actually ended up rejecting right after I enter. Yes, towards the beginning of the candle open, we were holding, but we never held above 148. So that should have been a little bit of a sign to just maybe exit a little bit sooner and not wait for my stop loss. But after that, I actually got stopped out right here. As soon as my stop loss got triggered, I exit full position. I was doing the calculation quick in my head, and I knew I was over my max stop loss. But right here, I felt like, damn, I think this just shook me out. I should have just called it, as I said, but I broke my rules and actually took another trade. So I enter right on this candle once we made a 1 minute high, and
order
we were
partially
holding
filled.
148.
Order filled.
Again, I just felt like I got shaken out, and I was liking how this 5 minute candle was looking to close. And we actually ended up working out. Around this area, I saw it having a bit of resistance. So decided to get out for contract first.
Order filled.
So I exit 4 there, and then I exit another 4 towards the close. Around this time, I exit 4 more.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
Honestly, that yes, exiting 4 was good, but exiting the other 4, I should have been a little more patient. Actually, wait for my first TP. But here, once we hit my first TP, we broke, but we actually sellers start stepping in. Exit 2 contract there.
Order filled.
And then the remaining 2, I exit on the next candle once we were rejected. So I didn't like the fact that we closed below 150, and then we actually tested and started rejecting once again. So I decided just to exit. And this is another place I actually broke my rules. I should have waited for a 1 minute low,
Order
but
partially filled.
I got that right there.
Order filled.
So yeah, honestly, I should have just called it after my first trade, especially knowing the fact that I was over my max daily loss. So that's something I actually did pretty poorly last month, and that's something I want to work on this month, and already starting the month in a bad note. Last month, there was two outliers red days that were close to like $800 red days, and I just let it get a little bit out of control, and it was kind of like same scenario. I was trying to like get back even, so I didn't want to accept the loss. So, and because of that, I got into the deeper hole. And same scenario was gonna be today. If I actually had rejected higher day, it was gonna be a big losing day. It was gonna be over $1,000, and that's something I really want to stick away from. But yeah, overall, not too happy with my performance, but I'll gladly take it. Small red for the day. Moving forward, definitely need to work on that. On if I have my max daily loss, just call it, no matter what. It's much easier to come back from my max daily loss than from a big deep hole. So that being said, those were my trade for May 1st.